Hello and welcome to another video. I think it is time for an update. The topic today is electronic torture, how to defeat it, and well, I found some new things out I want to tell you. Um, so it is about nerve toxins. I made a film already about um, toxins that influence the nervous system of our body. There are substances from bacteria like Botoxin, uh, Botox, others. I made a film about it. It is a film with this Wolfenstein game with this movie, and I have to add something about this. Also about lung beamers, how to defend it. I found a better method than I had already, and also about lime sulfur dip. I found out that lime sulfur dip is sold out. It is not available anymore here in Germany. I don't know, maybe in other countries, but it seems that many people want to buy it. It's good. I mean, it's good because I don't have no fear. There are methods to produce it by your own. I found it in Wikipedia. I plan to make a film about how to cook. You need two ingredients, calcium hydroxide and of course sulfur. If you mix it together, 2 parts sulfur and 1 part calcium hydroxide, you cook it together, a little bit water, 1 hour, you got your own lime sulfur dip, and it is much cheaper than this ready solution in a pet shop, like for cat or for dogs. And well, here in Germany it seems it is sold out. Well, it's great. That means that people use it, and I will make a film, I think. You can look in a Wikipedia article. It is called "Preparation of lime sulfur." It is not so difficult. Maybe you find it, you print it out, and you try it by your own. And I make a film like I did with the bone soup, or with this um, this iodide solution, Lugol solution. I made already 2 films like this in my kitchen, but this film will be special. There will be yellow dust like in hell. Will be like hell. And you should be aware that maybe the neighbors come and ring the bell, and when they came at your door, you just say you are the devil. Now the hell is come. Hell is coming. Well, it's true, but it's another way coming. You see, they spray again. The lockdown is over. The planes take off. Now it's holiday time. There are some flies, but not so much like before the lockdown. It's better. It's not so much, but they do it again, and they will continue this. This is what I have to say. If you can't buy lime sulfur dip in a ready solution, don't worry. You can cook it by your own. You can do it. You need an old, don't take your best things you have, because after it will be yellow. This sulfur goes on the metal, and you can't use it for cooking food anymore. You have to take an older pot. Yeah, the word is pot. Okay, I made a film about this neurotoxins, and for example, this neurotoxin Botox, it goes a retrograde style. It goes to a nerve cell and goes through the nerve cell, and here's the end of the nerve cell. For example, in my apartment, I feel a damp feeling on the skin. I think they have machines that recognize face, like in a passport, this face recognizing technology, and then I got a beam right in front of my face. I feel if I put fresh water on my face, I frighten. It hurts a little bit. Yeah, it is a damp feeling, and it is because of this neurotoxin Botox. It is uh, it is they beam it, or they beam it in my air, or they beam it directly in front of my face. I feel a numb feeling, and then this Botox goes up the nerves. Then there comes another nerve. The nerves, they are all connected, and it ends in the reptilian brain, in the center of the nervous system. And then I feel a dumb feeling. There are several attacking points. Another important attacking point for them is the back brain, where I showed it already. Here, for example, in Hollywood films, they show many times what they do, and they're laughing at us that we think it's only science fiction, but they show what they do. If you getting a attack of Botox, it feels exactly like this neon guy on this ship of Morpheus, this ship, and he lays on a chair, and then he got an electrode right in his back brain, and shivering. Well, sometimes it feels like that. And here's another picture, another film, for example, this Alien Saga. This is Prometheus, and you see here in the back brain there's coming, it looks like a beam. This is exactly what they do. Well, a scalar wave, if you want to have a picture from a scalar wave, you have a bus tube, and you put up this knob, or I don't know how you say it in America. It's, it is black, and so you put off this knob or this button, and then this water goes down, and you see this curling. It looks like a column. Maybe sometimes it makes curves, and well, I hear it. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it goes in this direction. In the southern hemisphere, maybe if you live in Argentina, it goes another way. I have forgotten which direction, but it doesn't matter. It is just a picture. Well, this is somehow like a scalar wave. This electrons and gravitons curling around in an electromagnetic wave. A scalar wave is an electromagnetic wave, but it is the special thing is in the middle. There's a vacuum channel, and you can produce this vacuum channel with Tesla coils, flat coils. And we do it also. Our body cells, we have a double helix, and our double helix in our body cells is like antenna for scalar waves, and they communicating all the time. It is a standing line. It is life. It's life all the time, day and night. Also, we are connected with each other in this field of information. There are animals, they're communicating with scalar waves. For example, you have a swarm fishes or birds, and they suddenly change the direction. It is all made by scalar waves, that their brains are connected with scalar waves. And if you have a cat, you know that a cat can read your mind, your mood, maybe not every word, but how is your mind? If you are angry, if you are satisfied, this cat, not only a cat, also other animals can do this. They can build up a connection with your brain, and they know what how you feel. So this is all made by scalar waves, and unfortunately they have copied this technology from nature. They have devices with Tesla coils, and you put a Tesla coil together with a tank, substances maybe like Botox, and then you can send in a vacum channel a Botox right to a person, to a target individual. And why I'm thinking it is Botox, well, I explain you. I find out that if I use this formaldehyde, normally you don't use it. It is, they say, producing cancer. It is not good for your health. Well, I can confirm this. This is 4%, and if you have a small bottle, maybe 50 milliliter, and you put just maybe 3 or 5 drops of this solution in it, so you don't have 4%, you have maybe 0.0004% or whatever, very tiny solution. And when I spray this on my back brain, I become clear immediately. This Botox is destroyed by this formaldehyde, but you have to be careful. You can't do it every hour. Maybe one time in the morning, one time in the evening. I do it when I feel an attack. I feel this heavy feeling on my back brain, and they use usually they use this Botox because it makes your thinking slow. It is sometimes also that they have neurotoxins that attacking your muscles. You know, there are special nerve cells. They are connected with the muscles. Here you see this muscle, and there are special nerve cells that are moving these muscles, and it is sometimes it's very painful. The muscles hurts, and well, and sometimes I use this, but this formaldehyde, but don't too much. And I warn you, it can happen that maybe if you use it for many years, that you have maybe cancer on the skin at your back brain if you do it too much. So I warn you, it is up to you, but if you feel something harmful, it feels like a prickling, it hurts. Also, your eyes are attacked, maybe like you have drunken too much, so that your sight is not clear anymore, more like this. So this attacks also your eyes a little bit, but if you put only 1, 2, 3 drops here, you don't feel anything, and this Botox attacks are neutralized. Well, this is a way how I found out that it is Botox. It is a nerve poison, neurotoxin that is attacking directly the nervous system, and they like to beam the back brain, but they beam also the lung. I have also, well, in the last I was protecting my lung with magnets. I walked with like a Frankenstein here, all these magnets on my breast. It's neodymium magnets, and I found out, well, if I put it on the left side, they use this gravity field of a magnet to attacking my heart. So I got a heart pain in my heart if I put a magnet on the left side like this. Here you see I put it on the left side. Then okay, I thought, well, maybe take smaller magnets. So I bought this smaller magnets, little cubes, smaller like the bigger one. But well, the problem is you need a lot of this here. It is medical tape. It is quite expensive, and you need a lot of it. And in the summer, if you sweating, it falls down after a while. Maybe it is good for some hours, but then you have to replace it, make a new fixing, and it is well, it's very it is not easy with these magnets, I want to say. When I was at home to protecting my lung of this lung beamers, I often used this shea butter. Well, it's a quite healthy thing. There are many ingredients that are good, but the best thing was it was a thick, like a thick plate, and I put a thick blade on this bronchial tube because they always try to hit this. I was smoking a few years ago, 2 years ago. I stopped it, but anyway, they have the information. When I smoked, there was a kind of hurting, and they got the information, and they know this frequency, and then first they sent some substances that hurts, that rip off the, I don't know, the surface inside the tube, or to get access to the cells, and then they beaming this Botox, and after a while I got this heavy feeling in my back brain. So it goes here to the nerve cells and wandering up to the brain, to the back brain. It is always the same experience I make during a Botox attack. Well, I found out that this transporting of Botox or other substances is made by an RNA virus, and I show you the mechanism. You see here an RNA virus enters the body cell, and this starts here. It enters at the surface, it goes in and change your cell DNA to make a factory for viruses, so that the cell is programmed to produce other RNA viruses, and then they spread in your body, and normally your immune system recognize this, and also if the virus is inside, this virus puts some rubbish out, and these white blood cells, the immune system recognize it. Well, they copied this technology. They made, you know, this RNA virus. It is somehow like a mechanism to open the body cell. It is not so. It's not as simple like this here. You know, the Swisser here. You know, there are bases. There are proteins, whatever. They docking at the cell membrane, and then they open it. There's a name for it. I don't know. Maybe I learned at school, but well, I was not so good in biology, and I forgot it. I'm sure there's a name for it. How this entering has a name. Well, let's see what is here. Well, here's only said it enters the cell. Not a certain name, but okay, here comes another graphic. This is somehow like, it looks somehow like this coronavirus. It looks like a little ball. It docks on it. This RNA virus goes in. It is a simple string. It's a single string of information, but they copied only this opening mechanism, and they transport some other things in the body cells. It is not for copying RNA viruses, but maybe they do it also. But these problems I have with my back brain, this Botox attacks, has more to do. They use this technology more as a carrier, and I know it from an interview. Deborah Tavares interviewed Barry Trower. I load also up in my channel. I would recommend to see this. This technology exists. It's a biotechnology to open a cell membrane to bring something in, something harmful like Botox. It can also be heavy metals like barium, strontium. Well, they always want to load me up with this because they need this antenna, well, you know, changing the nervous system, making it to a big antenna, make it sensitive for electromagnetic wave, for scalar waves, that they better hit you. Of course, they beam also barium, strontium, also piezo crystals. We learned from Harold Kurzweller that there are piezo crystals. They're splitting out electrons that gives you impulses in your brain, and it can be used to influence your behavior, your thoughts, your feelings, together with this morganons, you know, this fibers, red and blue fibers. I don't have it today with me. I show it in other videos. You should see my older videos about morganons. Okay, so I tried magnets to block this scalar wave. I had something like it is called invisible glove. The mechanics use it to protecting their hands. It is just a cream. It is mostly made from in English I can't say it. It's glyceride. I don't know if it is correct what I say now. Glyceride. Well, anyhow, it is invisible. It is a cream. It is quite stable, and well, I put it here also on my breast. The first layer in the morning, and then I have to wait 15 minutes, and then the second layer to make it fit. Well, it helps a few hours, but maybe after 4 or 5 hours, if you rubbing with your clothes, or you in the summer you sweat, it goes away after a few hours. It is not quite stable. Well, I tried other things. You know, I made a wax shield. This wax is normally used by women. You know, they go in a shop. I was really not used to this world. You know, I never was married, or I had a girlfriend who made this. You know, this is wax, and so you make this wax, and then you put it on zones. You want to take the hairs off. It hurts like hell. I did it here, and I thought, wow. I was wondering how they can stand this pain, but well, they do it. And there was a big machine, and you have to buy to melt this, and it costs a lot of money. Well, the easiest way is you take a cheap pot here and you put it in a hot water, a hot water bath. It is melting. I lay down on my back and then I put it here on, and then I was forming this shield here, and then putting some stones in it. It is the amethysts. The amethysts quite important. They are small. I put some on it, but I use this amethyst to protect this part of my body because they have a special beam to give me cancer here in this region of the. I can't tell this name in English. We say an apple. I think you say also apple. And there are evil examples of targeted individuals. They developed cancer here, and I have to put it at night. Well, I have a bag, and then with glass fiber, and then I bind it here, and I bind it here, and this is perfectly going around this apple and protecting me, because these stones have a field of information. They swing, and this blocking scalar waves quite perfectly. It is the Katz-Nachayev effect. Maybe you remember, there's the Russian scientists find out if they sent a scalar waves and they had a glass a front of glass, and then this glass was blocking the scalar wave, and it is the same like in this Katz-Nachayev experiment made in Russia. That was in the 70s, I think. It's almost 40 years ago. They knew all this. You can imagine what the technique is now. Well, and they don't publish it in the Western world, but the Russian scientists, well, it is somehow secret knowledge, and I found all this. Well, there were books from Konstantin Meil. In the US, you have Tom Bearden. He's the expert for scalar waves. Unfortunately, some of his texts are not easy to understand. You have to read it 2 times or more times. But if you only understand the half, it can help you. So if you want to understand how this technology worked, I explain it only in simple words, and it is not a scientific way I say it here, but anyhow, I hope it helps. So what I want to say, this mechanism, opening body cells, can be blocked by special creams. This is the most important for today. They are zinc. It is a cream, zinc oxide. I take also powder, half a teaspoon every day. Well, I put it in capsules because this powder is not sure. If I put it in my apartment, they put something else in it, and I fill it up with, I have a capsule machine. I take also for this alpha lipoic acid. I showed you already. It is a film about how to take alpha lipoic acid, and you can take these capsules for special powders like zinc oxide. I have to do it because if I would leave it at home, they would put some other things. I had this experience at a working place where it was just the first day of a new job, and here you got your own place, you have your own key, and well, it's all safe. And I put some powder in it, betonite clay, and the first day I took a spoon, and then I had a lot of problems, and I looked, there were crystals in it, like piezo crystals, where these piezo crystals, they beam also. I forgot to say. These piezo crystals are quite, well, I continue with these creams. The zinc cream, it heals your lung. You can put it on your lung, and you can also put it on your back brain. It helps because one part of the beam is to open your body cells, so it's a quite it's a injuring, but you can't see it from the outside. It is inside your body, and then the second step is then to bring in this stuffs like neurotoxins, Botox, piezo crystals, maybe also Morgellons. I don't know. Well, I guess also this. And another cream is silver micro particles of silver. This is quite expensive, but it is worthy. It helps a lot. The silver is disinfecting all these places where they beam, and so that these two creams, the zinc cream and the silver cream, is so helpful. That shows me that they're using this RNA mechanism to get into your body cells. I'm quite convinced. So that means if you only shield, you shield with maybe copper. I have also made a film, glass fiber. Well, this glass fiber is important for the night, because in the night I don't want to put this cream on my brain, back brain, and then have it in my pillow, you know. And so at the night I have this bag. Sorry, excuse me. I have this bag with glass fiber, and then it helps also. This glass fiber has somehow the same effect like these crystals. It is tiny glass fibers in a web. It's a web. Normally you repair cars with it. Well, I made another film about it. You have to look for the older films. Well, I said already this. Well, okay, you can shield, but shielding is not enough. If you want to heal this part, this permanent injuring, perfectly shown in this alien film here. You see this back brain, and you see the wound, and well, it is so amazing that so many Hollywood films are showing us what they do. And well, it is exactly like here. There's a scalar wave coming, and how can a scalar wave hit exactly the back brain? Well, you need the frequency of this place you find out, and then you do it again and again, and if the part is big enough, the wound, you can put in all this stuffs with this RNA opening membrane mechanism. So, and well, okay, I try to think if I forgot something. Very important. I said it already, but it is the best method to clean up your nerve tissue. You need a pumpkin, and you eat it raw. You eat every day a slice, and you eat all of it. The peel, this, and the cores, and also this is keeping the cores. It is somehow, well, somehow it feels like crystals when you bite it, and in my imagination it is somehow cleaning out this piezo crystals. I don't know how it works exactly. It is information this pumpkin for your body, especially for your nervous system. It strengthens your nervous system that you can stand any attack. You You know, it is cleaning. It cleans up. It is the best cleaner, maybe beside papaya. But because I don't have so much money, I buy this Hokkaido pumpkin. It is available almost the whole year. Well, maybe more in the autumn, but they grow it also in greenhouses and so on. But remember, always remember, it must be organically produced. A lot of things here, herbicides, insecticides, including organophosphates, and I said already in other videos that the organophosphates strip down this protecting hull. You have a protecting like a glove around this nerve strings. If this is not protected anymore, well, this organophosphates, they suck out this copper from your cables. You know, it's like an electric cable. The electrons going here, and if this copper is out, it can be replaced by barium strontium. They spray both. Some days are Roundup days. It's smelling like on a farmhouse, you know, when they spray it on the fields. Exactly the same smell like Roundup. Then other days are barium strontium days, metal days. It's more the white big clouds, also aluminium, because they know aluminium makes you somehow, you know, get your brain, you get older. I don't know this. Well, you know, they spray a lot, aluminium, barium strontium, but especially for this nervous system, they have special attacks. Organophosphates to replace to suck out the copper, and then other days they spray more barium strontium to replace the copper by this magnetic heavy metals, and this barium strontium can be triggered by scalar waves, by electromagnetic waves, by the net of cell phone towers, so they can also send you frequencies of you feel high, so maybe like on a Friday, thank God it's Friday, and then they give you a smoothie frequency, and then they pass the next evil law. That was here the case on the 3rd July when they passed the law of the total coal exit of Germany. Well, I told already enough about it in my last 2 videos. Well, okay, this is for targeted individuals, and or may I say also for politicians, because I somehow have the feeling that many politicians are also tortured by this government, deep state government, well, by Rome, by the Reset Order, by the new Inquisition, that they can pass every law they want, and they torture everybody to death who stands in their way. That is the situation we are in, and I hope that my films support also the politicians, that they may be not so blackmailed anymore. But of course, they are in the higher ranks. They don't need to torture. They do it by their own will. There are many traitors. Well, this old black men in Rome that like to dress themselves into black, they are not the problem. The problem is the devil inside these people living around us, living with us, having all this comfort, all these fruits of the Reformation, the technical things, you know, cars, computers, having all this, meanwhile destroying us from the inside, destroying our society, bringing us back to the Middle Age. well, this electronic torture is already the Middle Age. It is the Inquisition during the Reformation time, and like as um, this former Jesuit priest Alberto Rivera said, they killed 68 million people in the Inquisition, and now they do it again. And well, this I'm quite convinced that they use it also against politicians, and I hope that some people get this information. I say, well, it's nothing special. I have it all from the net. Everybody could have done it. I don't know why I do this, but I somehow felt that somebody has to do it, and I don't know. There's only one guy from America I all my life. It is this man, Look Out for Charlie, and other people talking senseless things, a lot of nonsense, and all this TI communities, and they filming these victims. It is more a satanic show than helping anybody, you know. They filming these people, and then they're laughing about them, how they die slowly. Well, it's a satanic time. The devil is attacking us, and why did it? Why I am the one? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. And I think I was so thankful that God saved my life so many times, and not only from this scalar wave attacks. You know, I had a whole life lockdown. I'm 52 now. I had my birthday on the 12th of July. I was born 68 now. I am 52, and maybe you are wondering why I'm looking so. Why I'm so lucky? Yeah, I'm lucky as that I'm so. Well, you know, I had so many attempts. I can't tell this all because the first goal is to help the people out from this electronic torture, and why I'm looking so young. I guess that they beam me this Botox all my life. You know, when I was 16, I can't get in a bar or discotheque. Then they say, no, you are 12, go home, you milk face. Well, I have only to show my identity card. They didn't believe that I was 16. And you know, this Botox, it is making your skin, you know, it is I don't know, stretching your skin somehow. This nerve stretching, and your skin, you look like a baby face then. And well, it is a cure, and I got it for free. You know, I got it for free. My whole life. So yeah, it's somehow funny. Now when I'm getting old, I appreciate this. But of course, I would have led a normal life. You know, getting a family and having children. I never had. I was never married, and so I was not used to this wax technique. It was totally new for me. You know, it was somehow amazing for me. You know, this industry, this voices we have in our head, that they force the people to do things maybe that are not good for them. Why should Why should I give me such a pain? Well, you know, when I produced this, I did it the other way. I first shaped totally, and then I put on this wax, because I tried it. I couldn't stand this pain, you know, and I wonder how they can stand this pain. Put this wax on it, and then rip off. It is incredible pain. I tried it and I never will do it again. You know. Okay. I think that's all. Well, there's one thing I said already. Sometimes they beaming at your face microorganisms, maybe bacteria that produce Botox, or maybe it is Botox already. I said you can produce it artificial, synthetic, and you can block your face with this vapor rub. It's not chemical, it's all oils of plants like eucalyptus, for example, or others. And it helps you also because sometimes they are attacking the skin of your face, or if you have a strange feeling in your back that maybe there's a prickling or whatever, and you can also use this, but don't do it too much. Don't do it on your back brain, because it burns a little bit the skin, and they can find a new address. If you have pain, they read out this pain, this information. It is a new frequency for them. So don't do it on places you are hurted already. Well, I think that was all. See you next video.